So I'm going to be giving my take on a new pickup from Alexandria, and that is Apple Crumb. So this is Alexandria Fragrance's version of Oajan, um, which many of you are probably familiar with. I had not tried this. I have not smelled the original. I have not smelled any other Clone House's interpretation. Um, Matter of fact, I don't can't recall any clone house that has a version of this other than Alexandria. So that said, I obviously can't compare them. I can't give my input as to how this ranks up against the original, how it ranks up against other houses because I don't think they exist. But I can give my input on it as its standalone fragrance. And what I will say is it's like almost all of Parfums de Marly fragrances. It is an Oriental style fragrance. Obviously, I'm not saying they all are. I know they're not, but a lot of them are. Leighton, Herod, Ocean, Carlisle, um, Hopton. They're a caster. I think a ton of them are Oriental fragrances. So this is right in line with that. Now, this smells like. I've heard people say it smells like apple pie. And I certainly get that. I certainly get that. It really does. It really does. It's the apple like you get with nearly all of Parfums de Marly fragrances. You got the apple on the top. You got cinnamon. It smells like honey and vanilla. There's probably other stuff in there, but that's what I'm picking up. Maybe florals. Can't tell if that's the honey and the vanilla mixed together or not, but it smells like a dessert, but not in a way that's you don't smell like you're literally wearing a dessert. So some fragrances do resemble that. Alexandria Fragrance's Cacao Dreams actually kind of resembles that to an extent. It smells like a very good chocolate dessert. This, though, it does have that vibe, but it clearly. I guess what I'm saying is you don't need to be concerned that you're gonna walk around smelling like food, but it does resemble apple pie. It really does. And again, it's because you get the apple, the honey, the vanilla, that kind of notes. But it's sweet. It's definitely sweet. So you gotta like sweet fragrances. Most people who are fans of Parfum de Marly do like sweet fragrances. I would say to me this isn't as good as Herod. It's not as good as Carlisle. It's less controversial, I think, than Carlisle. A lot of people with Carlisle think the tobacco note is too heavy. I like it. I love tobacco. But it's not going to be probably as big of a crowd pleaser as Herod and Leighton. It is, again, it's just very sweet and does have that dessert vibe. But I do really enjoy this. It's going to be good in the winter, in colder weather, winter and fall. Fall is perfect right now. When you got the apple orchards and all of that going on, Halloween, yeah, this is going to be good. Thanksgiving, absolutely. It's like I said, sweet, but it's sweet in the way that you want to keep smelling it. It's not. It's definitely unisex. It's not masculine, in my opinion. It's certainly not feminine. I could see, either sex wearing this. It's a performer, like all Parfums de Marly Oriental fragrances are. You're going to get crazy hours out of this. Again, eight hours. Projection is pretty good, 2-3 hours as well. It's going to last very long. Projects very good. So performance and projection are great. Again, if you like the smell of apple pie, apple, cinnamon, honey, if you're a fan of Alexandria's 1981X or Xerjoff Naxos, you'll probably like this. But you gotta like honey, apple, cinnamon. If you're good with those notes, you're gonna love this. And man, like I said, I am glad I added this to my collection. I'm just truly, really blown away by Alexandria Fragrance's whole PDM line. They do it so well. So I wouldn't hesitate to pick this up again if you're into that type of fragrance. If you love Herod, if you like Carlisle, if you like Leighton, you're gonna like this. Yeah, you definitely will. Now it might be a little redundant, and because there are Oriental, all of them are Oriental fragrances. A lot of them have tobacco in them. All of them have apple in them. Um, you know, quite a few of them have cinnamon in it. A lot of the similar notes kind of across them, with just a little different changes here and there, which do change it up pretty well. But if you're somebody who's like just not a huge fan of it, those Oriental fragrances, then maybe you don't need all of them. Maybe stick with just Leighton or Herod or Carlisle, one of the three. I think Leighton's the safest. It's the best crowd pleaser. I think it's the most, mass appealing, followed by Herod, then Carlisle, and probably then Apple Crumb. And, but like I said, I love this. If you are a huge fan of PDM, pick this up. You will not regret it. It is pretty linear. It smells the same throughout, but it always has that nice, like, spicy accord to it. I think it's the cinnamon really popping. It's very enjoyable. So, yeah, like I said, this is a great one for the fall. If you're looking for it, this is a great addition to any collection, especially if you're a PDM fan.